Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about a few mods I've done to my CFMOTO 450MT, all focused on one thing: improving the engine's behavior, response and overall output. These are the kinds of upgrades that actually upgrade the feel of the bike when you twist the throttle, not just how it looks or sounds. So let's get into it. First up, the airbox. I replaced the stock setup with Throttle Punks intake system, which is custom made for 450MT. Right away, the biggest difference is airflow. The new airbox works like a big velocity stack, feeding the engine more efficiently. It's also lighter, about 400 grams in total, compared to the heavier stock airbox. Throttle Punks claims around 3 horsepower gain, which might not sound huge, but you can feel it. The throttle response is sharper, the engine feels more awake, and it's breathed easier. They also swapped out the paper cartridge filter for a two-layer foam filter, which is washable and reusable. That's great for adventure riding, because you can just clean it instead of replacing it on the road. Overall, this is one of those mods that makes the bike feel more alive, and it's a perfect foundation for the rest of the upgrades in this setup. Next up, the Coober ECU. Honestly, this is one of the biggest improvements I made to how the bike behaves. The stock ECU map on the 450MT can feel a bit jerky at low RPM, especially in first and second gear. The Coober unit smooths that out, not completely, but very close, and it's absolutely worth the investment if you want to solve the jerky throttle. It improves the throttle response, gives you more torque in the mid-range, and overall makes the bike easier and more predictable to control. What's great about the Coober is that it's plug and play, so no cutting wires or weird workarounds. It supports all the stock function and the Euro 5 system, so it's safe, clean and reliable. I noticed that the engine feels more connected to my hand. If you're planning to doing longer adventure rides or even rally style events, this mod really changed how the bikes feel to ride. Then we move to the exhaust side. The titanium headers I got from Uncle Wang in China. Now these are really interesting. The first thing you notice is the weight. Titanium is much lighter than the stock steel headers, so you are shaving off a good amount of mass up front. It also helps the engine breathe more freely. Less back pressure means smoother acceleration and a snappier throttle, which ties perfectly with the upgraded airbox and the ECU from Coober. And yes, this setup is a Decat system, so it doesn't have the catalytic converter. That means it flows more freely, runs a bit cooler, and you can definitely hear the difference. The tone is sharper and a bit more aggressive, without being too much. Of course, check your local regulations before doing this mod, but for off-road and rally use, it's absolutely worth it. Altogether, this mod completes the system: ear in, tuning in the middle, and exhaust out. Everything works together to give you a smoother, more powerful, and a more responsive 450MT. Before we wrap up, here's a small bonus tip that makes a surprisingly big difference, and it doesn't even cost anything. When you first get the 450MT, there's usually a bit of slack in the throttle cable, a dead zone before the engine actually responds. If you tighten the cable slightly at the adjuster near the throttle housing, it removes most of the delay. You don't want it too tight. You still need a bit of play so the throttle can close fully. But when you get it right, the bike feels instantly sharper. The throttle response becomes direct and immediate. And combined with other mods, it really transforms how the bike reacts to your input. So a simple tweak and a big reward. So those are the main engine-focused mods I've done so far. The Throttle Punks Airbox, the Coober ECU, and the titanium Decat Headers, and the Throttle Cable Adjustment. Together, they completely change how the 450 feels to ride. It's smoother, stronger, and much more responsive. Exactly how I want it for my upcoming adventure builds. And hey, don't follow this channel. I'm actually trying to keep it small and personal. Instead, go subscribe to someone who actually knows what they are talking about. Ride safe and see you out there. Bye.